I'm just going to do a more in-depth video on trimming your dog's nails. So this is again one of my dogs. I'm going to show you a couple ways to restrain first before I actually go ahead and do the nail trimming. So this is the most natural way for most dogs. You'll see them laying like this. So if you see them laying like this is going to be a two-person restraint. You can actually go and hold their bottom paws. That way they can't get up, and then the other person can go and trim the nails while you're holding them this way. I'm not putting too much pressure. I mean, he's very lazy, so he doesn't mind being like this. But at least then I have control of the legs, and then you could even push back the fur so that the other person trimming the nails will be able to see them easily. And again, you're gonna hold the two legs that are underneath at the very bottom that are towards the floor, so that they can't get up on you. So another restraint is actually just putting a towel underneath, and you're almost going to wrap them in a burrito but leaving one limb out. So I'm making this tight all the way around, and then I'll tightly wrap him around the other way, making like a burrito. This way it can be done with just one person, so then after I have him wrapped tightly, I can put him in my lap. Again, he's very lazy, so he doesn't mind laying like this. So I know you may have more difficult time with your own dogs. Again, just message me if you want to ask any specific questions. But this way I'll actually have a good view of the nails and be able to trim them. Then once you want to do the next paw, you can unwrap, put this paw in, take this one out, and rewrap in his burrito. Obviously, if you have a really big dog, you'll need a bigger towel. And now I have access to this bone. If your dog's really lazy like mine, you really don't need the burrito, and you can actually trim them this way. But I would suggest him being the opposite way so that you have more visible view of the nails. So more of this way, because this way is going to be easier for you to view the nails and trim them, because you want to trim them up on an angle like this. So this is the best way for them to be facing you when you're trimming their nails and they're in your lap. So these are the items that you will need for your nail trimming process. You need a pair of nail trimmers. These are the scissor type, which are the best and easiest to use. The guillotine type that you put the nail inside, I do not recommend, as they do make the nails more brittle and tend to shred a little bit easier. You also need something in case you do have a nail that does accidentally bleed. So this is just styptic powder, which you can get at any pet store. You can also use cornstarch to put on the nail if it's bleeding, as well as rub a bar of soap on it as well to help stop the bleeding. And again, just apply a lot of pressure. The other thing that we have is we just have some treats for him. Just for when he's done, we can give him a treat. The other thing, that if you do have two people and he's laying in this position, which is the original first restraint position I said, you can actually use one person to give them a treat while they're laying down. So a little bit of peanut butter while they're getting the nail trimming process done, it will go a long way. Pink and black nails, so we'll be able to show you both today. So if you see the pink nail, or the white nails, sorry, you can see the pink of the vein. It goes about halfway, but it also does, if you can look really closely, it does go up on an angle, which is the same angle that you want to cut your dog's nail on. And you also just want to take it a small amount at a time. So I'm just going to cut upwards this way. Now if you notice in the middle of the nail, there's actually a clear dot. So that means the nerve is right there, and you would want to stop at this point. So you do the same thing with the black one, but again, you can't see the pink, so you don't know where the nerve is. But if you look at the thickness of the nail, it's thick right up until here. So I know that I can at least take this amount of tip off. But again, I'm gonna angle upwards and take that amount of tip off. It's okay, bud. So again, if you look in the middle, there's like a soft circle. That's where the nerve is, and you want to stop. So I'll show you a couple more. This nail's fun, it's black and white. So on one side, you can see it's all black. Again, you see the thickness with that little tip right here, which you definitely know that you can take that tip off. So if you can see right here, the hook, it actually gets thick right there. And then after the thickness, that little tip, I know I can take that much off. Once again, in the middle, you'll see that's the nerve, and you want to stop at that point. Again, because you guys have a little bit more time as we're at home more often, I would just take a small amount off more often, as this will be the most comfortable for your dog, and it'll be less risky for having their nails bleed. Don't forget, most dogs actually have a thumbnail. We call it a dew claw. Some even also have it on the back. So I'll show you here, it's a better view. Now his is black. Again, if you see right the tip that's not as thick, which would be right this spot, that much I can take off for sure. Now the middle part is not, it's still a little bit chalky. It doesn't have that soft center yet, so I can take a little bit more. So now it does have that soft center. So that's when I would stop. It's okay, buddy. So if they do that, it's just a little bit uncomfortable for them. You know, maybe I got a little bit too close, but again, it's still not bleeding.